he was singing the Roman Reigns during the match. He's like, Roman Reigns. Out of tune, by the way. But then he was like, Roman sucks. You should have never come back. She was holding Sister Abigail for an unreasonably a long amount of time. She holds people there for a long time and they don't counter it. I remember she did it to Asuka one time and she must have held her there for at least like 20 seconds before she did it. And Asuka didn't. At this point, Jelly Roll is receiving medical attention. He's got to get help to the back. So it's now effectively a handicap match. Not that it was before, but now it's a handicap match.
He doesn't know how to bleed. He's like, oh, what's this? He's stumbling around, looking like an idiot.
Gunther saw his own blood and absolutely freaked out, and then didn't know
what to do with himself.
He completely panicked once he saw his own blood.
Yeah, he's like stumbling. He fell on his ass. But they got Jelly Roll on fucking SummerSlam.
Speaking of, let's go ahead and get into it.
East Rutherford, New Jersey, walkers Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Gunther, CM Punk, and then some dude named Drewski did an opening hype video. No idea who that is. He looked like an idiot.
I think he's a streamer. Hangs out with Kai Cenat all the time. I don't know. I think that's what he is. But, you know, these streamers are celebrities now. So every other time I've seen him, I think that's been what it is he's a streamer.
Okay.
All you need to know is he is popular with the youngins.
Which means he probably sucks. Speaking of idiot, Cardi B came out, so I skipped whatever she had to say.
I didn't watch it.
Cool. Then we had Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus the Brawns. It started off as a brawl. Then Jey Uso did his entrance again. What a little interest I had in this match to begin with, the rest of it just vanished. Bronson Reed did a standing splash to Jey with Braun Breaker on his back, which I thought was ruthless. Breaker does a lot of shit talking for someone with 0 squash matches under his belt and lost to Sami Zayn. Reigns did a suicide dive where he damn near cleared over both Brawns and broke his neck. Roman speared Breaker through the barricade. Roman and Jey almost won with a 3D. Breaker gets pissed when the crowd cheers for Roman, so he goes to spear Jey, and then Roman pushes him out of the way, taking the spear instead. Jey ends up pinning Reed after a spear and an Uso splash.
I thought it was a good opening match. As I've said, I would have liked the Brawns to have won. Because again, like you do this big angle for them on Raw, and then you have them look strong. They take the shoes. Like they're on top of the world right now. If they would have won, it would have done so much more for them than losing.
I agree.
When they lost, I was like, okay.
They got the solo effect where they, talk a big game and maybe they'll stand tall on a Raw every now and then. But when it comes to actual matches and stuff, they're going to lose. So why give a shit?
Well, should be noted that Breaker did not take the pin.
Of course he didn't. Bronson Reed's in there.
Yeah, I think they're setting up something big for Breaker. He's really doing it for me. He's entertaining, like doing the push-ups like his dad.
That was Scott. I don't think Rick did the push-ups.
Oh, sorry. Scott did the push-ups. They also did the Steiner Bulldog from the top.
Oh, okay.
And that was Rick.
Yeah.
And then he was singing the Roman Reigns during the match. He's like, Roman Reigns. Out of tune, by the way. But then he was like, Roman sucks. You should have never come back.
He reminds me of like a light version of Scott Steiner.
Well, if he lived in the gym, then that would change things. But
no, just the person. It seems like he's trying to be Scott Steiner. And when you've lived through Scott Steiner and you see someone trying to imitate Scott Steiner, it just doesn't work. At least for me.
I think he's kind of trying to be both. He's just trying to be a Steiner. Because, yeah, he does like the barking and the, which would be from his dad. And so, yeah, I think he's kind of trying to do both.
Maybe we should just try to be Braun.
I don't need Braun. Who's Braun?
He doesn't need to be an imitation of his uncles. He needs to be his own thing.
No. We need a repeat of the old. We need him to get that goatee and dye it with the strip. Start wearing a chainmail. Start calling him the dog-faced gremlin, Big Papa Pump. Oh, no. Good opener. Oh, there was one moment, though. Roman Reigns, he went for like a top rope dive, flew and like overshot everybody.
Yeah, he did a suicide dive.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was
damn it.
crazy.
Yeah, he almost broke his neck.
He did. It reminded me of like Undertaker.
Yeah.
So if he landed on his neck, it would definitely have been Undertaker.
Moving on, we had a girl match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair beat Perez and No Definition Rodriguez. Bliss hit Charlotte. Looked like that fucked the match. Bliss ended up winning with Bray Wyatt's move.
Sister Abigail. And also there was a moment at the end. So she was holding Sister Abigail for unreasonably a long amount of time, to which Roxanne Perez had all the time in the world to counter it if she could. That's the one thing about like when Alexa does it. Like she holds people there for a long time and they don't counter it. I remember she did it to Asuka one time and she must have held her there for at least like 20 seconds before she did it. And Asuka didn't counter it.
Of course not.
But she was holding Perez and the Sister Abigail. You get a shot of Charlotte like rising up slowly behind her. And it looks like she's about to get her payback from the punch from earlier. And then she kicked Perez instead. So they teased that they're not friends, but they are now friends. But they're not friends. You get it? And now the new thing is like they're saying, don't say the F word. You know, friends being the F word.
Why don't they just kiss?
I wouldn't be mad.
They did a Papa John's commercial. I don't know.
The New Day, the Alpha, whatever they're called now, the Alpha Academy or Alpha Babes. I don't know what they're called now, whatever they're called. And Nikki Bella, because, you know, she did so much for the women's division that she is now in comedy commercial segments.
Good thing she came back.
Oh, by the way, she is injured. Well, she said she's injured. Yeah, apparently during her match on Raw, someone popped her implant or something.
Well, at least it wasn't domestically.
Yeah.
Well, then we had Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. Despite having his ribs taped for weeks, Sami's all healed up now. And they have a match. Kross gets pissed off, tries to use the steel pipe on Sami, but Sami countered it with a blue thunder bomb. Then Sami just starts to randomly beating the shit out of Kross and stomping him. He almost gets disqualified. Scarlett tries to hand Sami the steel pipe. Sami picks it up, milks the moment, looks at it like he's going to use it on Kross, finally reaching his breaking point. Then he just over dramatically throws the pipe out of the ring, and then he won with his stupid kick. And Kross loses yet again.
And didn't adhere to the whole thing. What'd they say on Raw? Something about he'd have to say you're right.
Well, maybe he'll do it on Raw.
Maybe.
It'll be a backstage segment or something. Or a commercial interview.
I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to not fulfill his thing.
We'll see. Jade Cargill made two white trash bitches' dreams come true by giving them SummerSlam tickets or whatever. I don't know. They were excited.
Yeah. Something like that. They got SummerSlam tickets. Which is a good prize because, you know, those tickets are like $40,000 or whatever they are. So,
not if it's the night the Jelly Roll's performing.
Hey, it's about to happen. The mighty Jelly Roll. I know everybody's excited.
Then we had another girl match. Tiffany Stratton beat Jade Cargill somehow.
She beat her with a prettiest moonsault ever in a match that lasted about 7 minutes. And, of course, sent the online community in a little bit of a crash out as Jade Cargill beat Naomi. She beat Asuka, but she couldn't beat Tiffany Stratton.
Didn't Tiffany Stratton just beat Nia Jax clean?
Yes. And they even said on commentary afterwards, Tiffany Stratton is undefeated in 2025.
So I don't understand what the issue is.
You know.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Of course, they would have Tiffany Stratton beat Jade Cargill because they need Tiffany Stratton to be champion, not Jade Cargill. And I don't know. It wasn't that impressive of a match, to be honest.
Is Jade getting any better?
She is, but you can tell she's not ready to be champion unless they would keep her matches short. She's doing some good stuff in there. Not going to take it away from her. And, you know, I'm not a big, she's got to be doing 450s and all that shit. So she plays her role good, but you can also tell she's just not ready to be champion yet.
Tell us about Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Jelly Roll, and Randy Orton.
The match of the night. So Logan Paul comes out, makes his entrance first. Then out comes Drew McIntyre. They both pose on the turnbuckle. looking good as a tag team there. Then out comes Jelly Roll with a microphone in his hand for some reason and says stuff. And then starts to sing, literally sing Randy Orton's theme song. And then out comes Randy Orton. So there's that. And then we start the match. And I was thinking right before this match started, so what are we going to do here? Obviously, Randy Orton, being the veteran, would have to take the brunt or the most of the match. So we're going to have 14-time champion Randy Orton hot tag in the Jelly Roll. Is that what we're doing here? But no. Before the match starts, Logan Paul, he sucker punches Jelly Roll, which then makes Jelly Roll says, I got to start this match. But he doesn't. So he gets on the apron, the bell rings, then he tags himself in. Now he actually is in the ring, and he starts off with Logan Paul. Of course, he gets the better of him.
Didn't Logan Paul box Mayweather?
But he's no match for Jelly Roll, of course.
Okay.
So yeah, then Drew McIntyre gets tagged in, and then it's like, okay, Jelly Roll is going to be outmatched here. So then he was. They actually did the right thing here. They didn't have Jelly Roll like go toe for toe with McIntyre. The match then goes into a beatdown of Jelly Roll. There was one point where they put Jelly Roll. It was a good spot. I'll give him this. So they put Jelly Roll on the announce table. Logan Paul, he goes to the top and then hits a frog splash from the top rope through the table, through Jelly Roll. And at this point, Jelly Roll is receiving medical attention. He's got to get help to the back. So it's now effectively a handicap match. Not that it was before, but now it's a handicap match. Randy Orton versus McIntyre and Logan Paul. So they're carrying him outside, and then they're going to the ramp. As they get to the ramp area, Jelly Roll, I don't know, he sees the power or something. He waves off the doctors. He goes onto the steps, and then he gets hot tagged in. And of course, he runs wild, hitting a choke slam and a boss man slam on McIntyre.
That's a good look. McIntyre just recently told the whole locker room to come fight him, and now he's on TV getting his ass whooped by Jelly Roll.
Well, it was just the one move. Yeah, that was the gist of it. Logan Paul and McIntyre surprisingly won. That was a surprise to me. I don't know. He didn't look too bad, if I'm being honest, but I don't know. You got frog splashed through a table, and then you're like coming back into the match. It was a little bit of a superhero moment for Jelly Roll. And I couldn't get over the fact that, he's a country singer doing all this.
Is he a country singer?
That's what they say. Like, if the roles were reversed and it was Randy Orton who got put to the table, Randy Orton gets walked to the back, Randy Orton comes back, that would make a lot more sense. But for it to be Jelly Roll, it's like...
I don't know. Randy has that surgically infused neck.
So he just couldn't keep up. He had to get saved by Jelly Roll.
I just know I fast forwarded through this match. There was a point where I stopped, and Michael Cole said he was doing a jelly to belly suplex. And I knew I made the right call. Jelly to belly.
I will say also, they showed his wife in the crowd. She was there. I don't know. She has a podcast or something. The guy did date up. I mean, she's not all that, but he has face tattoos, and he's morbidly obese.
Well, apparently she's been with him like before he got famous.
She must have saw it. She must have met him in some kind of dark, grungy bar or something where he was performing, and she said, "This guy's gonna make it. I'm gonna hitch my wagon to him."
I don't know. He was an addict and stuff. I don't know. He's got an interesting story. I'm just not interested in him in my wrestling program.
Yeah. Now, Triple H did say there's going to be more, so get ready for that.
Terrific. Well, finally, we get to CM Punk versus Gunther. Gunther is already a respected wrestler who's praised by fans and veterans alike. But Triple H is stupid and isn't building his creative around the best wrestler in the world. He'd rather use his creative energy on Jelly Roll segments and matches. So they did a double sharpshooter spot. Gunther hit a powerbomb. Didn't win the match, though. Punk goes for a GTS. Gunther counters with a powerbomb. Gunther hits his dropkick, and it's a third fucking powerbomb. Punk kicks out of that, too. Gunther starts talking shit, celebrating for no reason, and stands on the announce desk. Punk takes Gunther's feet out from under him. Gunther and his big Austrian ass just goes tumbling down. He gets busted open. and he doesn't know how to bleed. He's like, "Oh, what's this?" He's stumbling around, looking like an idiot, and he gets his ass stomped by Punk. Gunther
You
gets
mean Gunther saw his own blood and absolutely freaked out, and then didn't know
what to do with himself.
He completely panicked once he saw his own blood.
Yeah, he's like stumbling. He fell on his ass. I know Gunther knows how to bleed. Don't fucking sit there and tell me he doesn't know how to bleed.
Well, we've added a new wrinkle to Gunther.
You tapped out. You can't bleed. Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, so if you put him in a ring with a submission specialist like Jey Uso, he'll tap out. That's one kink in the armor. And then the other one is if he bleeds, there's a kink in the armor.
So yeah, Gunther gets a sleeper hold out of desperation. Punk powers out of it, hits 2 GTSs, and wins the match. Punk emotionally celebrates as the new champion, and then Rollins interrupts. Comes out in crutches, then acts like he's going to leave, but then he reveals he's not hurt. There's a brief brawl, then Rollins just clobbers the fuck out of Punk with his briefcase. He cashes in and wins with a curb stomp. So couldn't you have just kept the belt on Jey Uso and had Jey Uso and Punk do this and not make Gunther look like a complete bitch?
Probably, but we already called it. He was going to be a transitional champion.
Oh my God.
Like the writing was there, that's where they were going. But then we have to now revisit the whole knee injury thing. Well, before that, I did like the match. It was slow pace, but you're not going to be flipping and flopping all over the place.
It was a great match until Gunther decided to start celebrating after not being able to win the match after 3 power bombs. You hit your finisher 3 times. Why are you standing on the announce desk celebrating like you did something? And then he bleeds and he stumbles around like a retard.
Yep, absolutely freaked out.
Kind of remind me of, remember that Seinfeld when he's crying? He's like, "What's this salty discharge?"
Oh, yeah.
I thought the Rollins thing was predictable. I called that last month.
It was predictable. Unless you're online, because apparently for those people, this was not predictable at all. The amount of people that are crashing out, the amount of people that are quitting WWE over Seth Rollins winning, maybe you don't, because the ratings indicate that less and less people are watching. But do you not watch the show? Like, obviously this was going to happen. Like,
right.
Hold on, I got one for you here. Look at this video. Get the freaking crash out.
Shut your mouth! Silence! Shut up! Shut up! All he has is insult! That's all he has! Stupid song! Stupid song! Shut up! He got back up!
It's always great when it's the grown men.
Yeah, there's so many things there. Number one, everybody heard him crashing out, and everybody joined in on the singing thing.
Probably not even Rollins fans, too. Like, I hate Rollins, but this guy...
like, you see it's getting to him. It's like, I want to do it, too. That's a grown man. Why is he acting like that?
Is he being serious?
I do have to question that. Like, I could see if it was a kid, but a grown man acting like that?
He might just be fucking with everybody.
Let's hope so. Because if not, that's...
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, because it's just weird if it's not. And then there was another... I don't have a video of it, but yeah, there's this other person who was crying on their social media over Punk losing the title already.
No shit.
Yeah, just like, how did you not see this coming?
Well, especially since they made such a big deal about that knee injury. And then they were trying to say it was fake, but something about it. They said it was a legit injury, but they still went over on the pay-per-view. And that just didn't make any sense since they should have had plenty of time because of the injury. Either that or they just really hate Goldberg, which both could be true.
Yeah, they disrespected Goldberg.
Rollins always does this shit. I can't stand the fucker, but I'll give him the fact that he's always doing like the blurring the line shit and the out of the box stuff. This is Rollins.
Yes, but we do have to talk about how it doesn't make sense because now we have to go back to Saturday Night's main event and the fact that LA Knight just won out of nowhere. So basically, he threw his match with LA Knight to get one over on CM Punk with a cash in.
Yep.
Also, where was his group?
What
Because
do you
he
mean?
cashed in by himself. Like
They were.
he ran down. He like when he started walking back, I was like, okay, they're gonna beat CM Punk down, and he's gonna reveal he's not injured. But no, he revealed he's not injured, and then just ran down there and took out Punk by himself. And then they were there afterwards.
He didn't need him. Punk was already in a war with Gunther. And they had the tussle, and yeah, Rollins got him in the face with the briefcase, clear in the face.
Yeah, there was one point where Punk wasn't moving; he was just thrashing him in the back of the head with.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is brutal. It was just like dumping his unconscious body with. But I do say, I have theories about what's happening here, and my theory is number one, Braun Breaker is going to beat Seth Rollins for the title. That's my theory. Given what we've been seeing on TV, we go back to that initial thing when Braun Breaker took the mic. Remember,
From
Seth Rollins was
Rollins.
about to talk, and he just stood up and
Yeah.
took the mic, and the first thing he said was, "I'm the future." Yeah, I think what's going to happen is
They're going to do the DX thing. Shawn Michaels got hurt or he went away or something. Triple H was the leader of the DX while Shawn was away. And then Shawn came back and it's like, well, we don't need you anymore.
yeah, it could have been heading that way if they kept him out longer.
It was after Stone Cold beat him at WrestleMania. You dropped the ball, Shawn. You had the ball in your hand and you dropped it.
Yeah, I think something like that is going to happen, and we'll find out more on Raw. But I'm thinking with them not doing the initial beatdown, I don't think Breaker and Bronson was in the loop.
But they were celebrating. They were happy about it.
They were.
And Breaker gave himself a timeline of 2 years. So I don't think there's a rush.
I don't know. I just think this future thing is going to go to his head, and then he's going to turn on Rollins and beat him for the title.
That is the natural progression. And then, of course, Bronson Reed's going to be released someday.
I don't know. I think he's doing pretty good, getting over. I think he is connecting with the crowd, especially with the shoe thing. That's going to be some goodwill for him for a long time. And what if he keeps doing that, taking the shoes?
It's his gimmick.
It should be. No one else takes shoes. Oh, now he's got to take the shoes. Oh, there goes the shoes. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Braun Breaker is going to be the one. Now, it's not going to happen immediately, but I think that's the story we're telling here. Braun Breaker, first he's going to get impatient of this whole Rollins thing. It's like, I'm supposed to be the guy. Just my theory. Now, that can change. This is just the theory based off of the information I have right now. Now, once we watch Raw, if something different happens, then the theory will change. But I'm saying today, this is my theory. I can do that. I can change my theory, and then I can still say I was right. It just depends on how long. I can't be changing it every week, and then finally, one of my many theories comes true, and it's like I told you the whole time.
Right. No, I think that makes sense. I guess the real question is who's going to be the face and heel? Like, is Braun going to realize that he's with a monster, or is he going to become the monster that Rollins can't control anymore?
Well, with the reaction he's getting, I don't know. It's going to be like a Batista, where Batista won the Rumble, and then finally he caught Triple H saying shit about him, and then Batista ended up being the face. I think Braun Breaker, with the reactions, then keep it going, of course. I don't see why they wouldn't, but he'll be the face.
Okay. But overall, I don't understand why they broke this up into two. I think they could have axed a couple matches.
I think it was actually really short. Yes, they could have broke it. Well, I know why they did it, because they can charge 2 nights of money. But yeah, it felt like night one was really short.
Well, what I'm saying is they could have axed the Stratton Cargo match. I mean, if you need Jelly Roll on the pay-per-view, fine. Keep Uso and Roman, and then Gunther and Punk. You don't need the other matches, I don't think.
The women's matches.
Well, no, you can have. Well, yeah, I guess the women's matches.
That's
and
the 2 you took.
Cross and Zane.
Yeah, the Cross and Zane. I just couldn't get into that match.
No, because I knew he was gonna lose.
I mean, I felt bad because it's Cross. I want to get behind him. But yeah, it was just like, this is a Raw match.
And that's pretty much what it was. They didn't do anything different. There wasn't
They
anything
didn't.
exciting. There wasn't anything pay-per-view level.
Yeah, it wasn't even really a pay-per-view quality match. Nothing over the top happened or anything.
I'd say
I think
aside
he
from
was-
Gunther bleeding, there was really nothing spectacular. And then Gunther forgot how to bleed or whatever.
Yeah. So maybe they pick it up with night 2. Maybe not. We shall see.
But we'll be here next week for that.
Yes. And to be clear, people are still crying over Seth Rollins.
I don't get why you'd be crying. Does it matter?
Well, I think more so they're crying for CM Punk than crying that Seth Rollins won. But I think it's a little bit of both. Like, some people were just upset that Seth Rollins won, but there was just the people who finally thought this was Punk's moment to shine because everything he's been through.
He was in like the best feud of the year.
Oh, that's not good enough for those people. It has to be titles.
And he's the secondary title that no one gives a shit about.
Yes, because remember, he made a mistake leaving AEW because he went to WWE and all he does is loses his title matches.
Oh,
That's what they say.
okay. I mean, I don't have a problem with him losing. He won the title. It seems like he's getting like the backhanded accolades. Like he got his WrestleMania main event, but he lost. He won the title, but Rollins immediately cashed in. So he was the Drew McIntyre type champion.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, I guess, if you're a CM Punk fan, but I don't know if it's worth crying about. It's all part of the show.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. He'll get it back after Braun Breaker's run, of course, because he's next. But that was SummerSlam. Obviously, we can't rate it, so we got to wait for the second night.
C+.
Oh. Well, I'm going to wait for the second night.
Unless Hulk Hogan comes back from the dead and wins the undisputed title, I think C+ is pretty fair, especially if you're going to have Jelly Roll.
Well, at least he didn't do, his Canadian Destroyer or whatever unnecessary over-the-top move he was going to do.
He worked like a big man, even though he was the smallest guy in the ring.
Well, he is a big man, just not that kind of big. Like, he works a big man style, like Vader. And I hate saying Vader because he was really athletic.
Right.
Or like One Man Gang. That's a more appropriate comparison. Or maybe Viscera. Remember him? That black dude?